the incredible Bob Reynolds, but the character has a lot in common with another role Pullman played a few years prior. Lewis Pullman is the son of actor Bill Pullman, and as a result, he was exposed to the world of entertainment from an early age. However, he only began acting in short films and TV in 2013, and it wasn't until 2017 that Lewis landed a role in a feature film. However, once Lewis Pullman began establishing a career of his own, he has gone from strength to strength, to the point that he is now playing a major contender in the MCU. However, it's interesting to note that Thunderbolts * is not the first time that Pullman has tackled a role like this, with another appearance in a major film just 3 years earlier where he played a similar character. And it's fitting that both characters even shared a name. Lewis Pullman's Bob is the heart of the Thunderbolts * story. Bob Reynolds brings the team together. In Thunderbolts *, Bob Reynolds is an unassuming man who appears in the middle of a chaotic encounter between a group of highly skilled mercenaries. Bob sticks out like a sore thumb, but despite his lack of skills or confidence, he quickly forms a connection with others like Yelena Belova, recognizing their shared pain. And from that Bob may seem ordinary, but he actually turns out to be the only surviving experiment of Valentina Allegra de Fontaine's, becoming the Golden Guardian of Good, Sentry. But Bob is not equipped emotionally to shoulder such a massive amount of power, and despite his near invincibility, he succumbs to the darker side of his power, and turns into the void. However, Bob remains the driving force in the narrative, because of his internal struggle, and the way his battle reflects the other heroes. Lewis Pullman played a very similar Bob 3 years before Thunderbolts * in Top Gun: Maverick. Top Gun: Maverick's Bob was an important part of his team. In Top Gun: Maverick, Lewis Pullman was cast in a largely unassuming role as the character, Bob. The long-awaited sequel follows the adventures of a group of skilled pilots in the Top Gun training program. However, while other pilots stand out as more confident, skilled, and assertive, Pullman's character, Bob, appears to be a bit of a loner, and finds himself on the outside of the group. Despite initially seeming like an outcast, Bob proves to be an invaluable member of the team, and he earns the trust and support of Pete Maverick Mitchell, the man leading a secret mission with elite fighter pilots. Both Bobs are initially looked down on, and seen as being a weaker member of the team, but through their resilience, they manage to overcome great struggles and pain, in order to become a full-fledged member of the team. Originally, a different actor, Steven Yeun, was cast to play the role of Bob Reynolds in the MCU. However, Pullman really captured the duality of the character, exploring the depths of darkness and despair, and the incredible potential and power that Bob possesses. Despite being an outsider, and having intense struggles, he was able to prove himself and his inner strength, getting to a point where he became a part of the family formed in Thunderbolts. The fact that both characters had to work hard to be accepted and overcome personal struggles suggests that Pullman's experience in the earlier role may have helped to prepare him to play the part in the MCU. And, likewise, having played a similar character who even shared a name with his MCU role, it likely led to Pullman questioning how he can make the role stand out. The result is a character who reaches greater heights, and more treacherous lows. The focus becomes more internal in the MCU, where the exclusion came from others in Top Gun. And the result was an incredible performance from Lewis Pullman in Thunderbolts.